Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I'm speaking from home and I record this video during COVID-19 pandemic 2020. Hello everyone, my name is Alya Zahira and I'm from an insan cendekia Sambas. Thanks to IAR's English competition event so that I can be still productive in this difficult situation. Before I begin to deliver my speech, I would like to invite you to express our biggest gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us mercy and blessing till now and on. And also, let's deliver salat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad SAW who had guided us for his actions and teaching. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today in this occasion, I would like to deliver a speech about acculturation and assimilation of Indonesian cultures in foreign cultures. Why I speak about this theme? Because this topic is really important to bring up. We all know that Indonesia is a multicultural country. It has so many ethnics and cultures throughout the islands. So, because of this diversity, Indonesia has experienced acculturation and assimilation since the very beginning. Speaking of which, do you know the meaning of acculturation and assimilation is? Okay, I will explain at you one by one. First, acculturation. Acculturation is a social process in which a certain cultural fusion occurs which doesn't eliminate the original culture. For example, in the tradition of Yandran and Kenduri in Javanese society, which is a form of acculturation of pre-Islamic culture with Islamic culture. Next, assimilation. What is assimilation? Assimilation is also a social process in which the combination with other culture with the loss of culture and create a new culture. Assimilation can occur in some aspects, such as religion, culture, social, and politics. An example of assimilation in Indonesia is mixing Malay music with Indian music that which now resulted in a new music genre. What is that? Yes, namely dangdut. Although these cultures are not the original culture that inherited by our ancestors, but we can accept it as Indonesian cultures. The effect of globalization and modernization make the rule seems like to be really reachable to everyone, including us as a young generation. It contributes a huge factor for culture mixing. But it is our identity. But because of this modernization, now a lot of designers apply it to the contemporary clothes design. Because Indonesia has a lot of pure culture and added with the result of acculturation and assimilation, we can see that Indonesia has the potential to become a developed country. However, in this modern era, all information can be read and seen by everyone, even without any filtration. Various cultures like Korean, Japanese, and Western are consumed by many people in the world right now. We are curious about foreign culture, and the result is some of the culture become our way of life. I don't have any objection if this culture can adapt with our original culture. But remember everyone, we have norms and ethics that we must maintain and preserve. So, I'll tell you this is our job, especially as a young generation who will be the future of Indonesia. Cultures like Valentine's Day should not be in our country from the very beginning. And also, drinking alcohol in public should not be promoted in Indonesia. On the other hand, we must take the positive sides and match with our local wisdom. Yes, it is really important to know our local wisdom well, so the assimilation won't happen that much. From this assimilation and acculturation, we must be able to take the positive impacts rather than negative impacts. How can we raise more positive values of this social process? And this is my reason to record this video. I want to tell you everyone how we can develop our culture with our assimilation and acculturation products. First, we must know the kind of acculturation of our culture are. At least, local culture. From that, we can promote it in any media. As millennial and alpha generation, we can use Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to promote our culture. For example, if we attend a traditional event, we can take some photos or documentation and we can post it in our social media. Then of course, with hashtags such as #ProudToIndonesia. We must be creative if we want to post a content so that many people are interested in our post. I think this is the most easiest way that we can do. The second way is we must selective of good and bad culture. If that's bad, then stay away and to know it. But if that's good, learn and mingle, then promote it to the world. As young generation, we must be creative in all aspects. We need to know, to embrace, and to say no in order to defend and save our culture. It does sound like very tough does for us, but if not us, then who else? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is a very rich country. Everything is here. So, as a young generation, we must be selective of assimilation and acculturation impacts in real life. Then of course, we must trust that Indonesia can compete in international arena. Both acculturation and assimilation bring forward cultural diversity in Indonesia. It shows a form of cultural tolerance as well as the openness of Indonesian society against new culture. The desire to move forward and adapt to the world community. That's why the local community wisdom is needed to select the oncoming foreign culture which are not contradicted with local norms and local customs. Cultural mixing is essentially a form of effort to reduce the differences between individuals or groups to achieve an agreement and mutual harmony. So, ladies and gentlemen, from my speech, we can conclude that don't let the negative impacts of acculturation and assimilation divide us as one nation. So, I'm Alya Zahira, wanna say goodbye to you and thank you very much for your attention. Akhirul kalam, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye.